Hey, I want to answer a question, and this is totally unscripted, and it's in reference to a comment. And I thank you for, wishing us a happy anniversary, but it wasn't our anniversary. It was just us going out on a date. My wife and I, and I just wanted to answer the question of, because the other comment was, what was the secret? And I wanted to answer that question too. And I did jot down a couple of bullet point, but this is pretty much unscripted, and so bear with me. There may be a lot of ums and things like that. And so, of course, for those of you who don't know, my wife and I, we've been happily married for 35 years. Um, when we started out, I think I was a hospital corpsman in the Navy when we met. Um, and I think she was just finishing up with undergrad in college. I think the year we met, she was actually finishing up, in college. So obviously, this has been a 30-year plus journey. Okay, because I think altogether we've been together about 37 years. And so the comment was, I did the video, and we were coming out of this restaurant, and I said something about, black love, right? And, that's the, kind of the in vogue, everybody's like black love. And, it's a picture, it's a 30-minute programming, um, but I think that there's a lot. So I do want to answer the question on what's the secret. Okay. And here's the secret. So, number one, it's daily connection. And so what I realized was we have to connect, right? Because things change daily. Okay. So, um, 1 minute you may be, all in on this idea, and then that may shift and there may be another idea. Like even with the YouTube thing, I mean, I've been doing this back again, since last month. So this has been kind of a shift, right? And then the material, that I'm doing is even a shift for my channel. So it's daily connection. So we've got to connect every day. So when do you and your partner connect? When do y'all connect? Right? And when I say connect, I'm saying no technology zone, right? So that's like point number two, no technology zone. Okay. So, today we got watches, we got rings, we got, cell phones. We've got all the devices in our house is on some sort of internet, right? So things have really changed through the years. So how can we get uninterrupted time together where we can connect? So how do you get that with your partner? So you want to strive for that, because people change, people update. Things that were important yesterday may not be important today. Okay, so you want to check in. So let's not assume that everything is still the same and that people still feel the same, because people now, we've got so many ways of getting information, right? And then, obviously there's YouTube, and then there's the news, and then there's apps, and then so there's all these different things. And they change us, they influence us. And so we've got to reconnect. I can't be going on the same narrative from yesterday, all right, or from last week or last month. Um, and then point number three is take interest. So, if your partner is interested in a YouTube channel and it's about pottery, then you should ask questions about that. You should be curious about that. If your spouse is interested in the Corvette channel and all the new things that are going on with the Corvette, then you should have some kind of interest in that. You should at least ask questions about it. So we connect. So this thing about, black love or love period, or how do you stay married for 35 years is you just got to reconnect. You've got to connect with your partner. You can't make it, you can't make assumptions, and you want to be interested, and to be interested in them is to be interested in something that they're interested in. No, it may not appeal to you, so, my wife has got her programming and some of the stuff I can tolerate, some of it I can't. Okay. But we do find that gray area where we can watch similar programming. And I do watch some things that I'm not necessarily the most interested in, but I'm interested because she's interested. Okay. And so it's a mutual process. And then the point number 4, which is probably the main point, is look at adversity, look at problems as an opportunity to strengthen your relationship. So look at adversity. So, if we can go through this problem together and come out on the other side where we're still respecting and loving and connecting and we still got a friendship, then that grows the relationship. I think so often, people think, well, if it's ordained by God, then we don't have problems or we don't have situations that we've got to work through. No, you have stuff you're going to have to work through. Think about it. You got two people from two different backgrounds, two different parts of the world. Okay. Because if you grew up in, um, in Trenton, North Carolina, and your partner grew up in Trenton, New Jersey, okay? Those are two separate environments. What it takes to survive in those environments is totally different. So, therefore, the perspective is going to be different. So, adversity is just a part of the program. So adversity, just because we have adversity, it doesn't mean that we're not supposed to be together, or just because we have problems. Can we talk our problems out? Can we communicate? Can we communicate without storming off or without walking out on our partner or getting angry and shutting down? Can we communicate? That's emotional intelligence. Okay, so can you be, emotionally sound while you guys are discussing whatever this adversity is? Okay, so please don't think you're going to agree on everything, be on the same page about everything, see things the same way. No, you're not. But can we respect one another? Can we come through this difficult situation, this stress, right? Can we come through this and still be okay? So, when I think about it, and I got to thinking about it, I said, just from a death standpoint, I look at all the deaths through the years. So my grandfather died, my wife was with me. My grandmother died, my wife was with me. Her mom died, I was with her. My mom died, she was with me. My dad died, she was with me. So my point being, and whenever you lose someone that's close to you, it changes you. You're not the same. Okay. Especially when you lose your parents. Okay. And so that's the secret. The secret is, can we go through the vicissitudes and the difficulties of life and still stay together and still honor one another, respect one another? Okay. Everybody says, oh, I want a godly man and I want a godly woman. Well, you know what? God is on the inside. So can you be God on the inside? Okay. Not this external God, but the God that's on the inside of you. Can you do that? Okay. And the first person you want to do that with are the people that are close to you and the people that you love. You know that old saying, charity starts at home. Hey, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment if you want more content like this. All right. God bless.